up, Dodgers Nation? D-Mac here. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. Joe Kelly wants to re-sign with the Dodgers. We're going to dive into that in just a second. But quick reminder for all the latest Dodgers news and rumors, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you want to see us post even more Dodgers content, smash that like button. Really helps out the channel. And as always, I want your takes down below in the comment section. Today's Dodgers Nation question of the day. Should the Dodgers re-sign Joe Kelly? How much should they offer him? Do you want to see Joe Kelly back in blue? If you do, give me a JK down below in the comment section. And for all latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. So today we're going to talk about everyone's favorite, Joseph William Kelly Jr., a.k.a. the Astros daddy. Joe Kelly's time in Los Angeles has been filled with ups and downs. After the Dodgers signed him to that 3-year, $25 million deal back in 2018, after he was dominant in the 2018 postseason, he went 11 1/3 innings in that postseason, gave up just one run. Against the Dodgers in the World Series, he appeared in all 5 games and pitched 6 scoreless innings with 10 punch-outs. So it was easy to see why the Dodgers would want to bring the Southern California native home. He grew up in the left field pavilion eating Dodger dogs, and hey, it was a great homecoming, right? Well, back in 2019, he got off to a rocky start with the Los Angeles Dodgers. He gave up 2 runs in his Dodger debut, and then he followed that up with a 7.71 ERA in the month of April. He had an 8.44 ERA in the month of May, but then he did pick it up. In June, he had a 1 ERA, a 3 ERA in July, had a 2.70 ERA in August, a 3.60 ERA in September, and then of course there was the nightmare Game 5 of the NLDS. He's tasked with trying to keep things even at 3, and what does he do? He walks Eaton, he gives up the ground rule double to Anthony Rendon. They intentionally walk Juan Soto, and then of course Howie Kendrick hits that grand slam, and that was the end of the Dodgers season. And you had Dodger fans out there, they were highly critical of the signing of Joe Kelly. I remember during his bobblehead night, I said, let's not give away Joe Kelly's bobblehead, let's give away Joe Kelly. That's how bad it was. But then 2020 happened, and he became an iconic Dodger. He joined Dodgers lore after he just straight up owned the Houston Astros. And no Dodgers fan is ever going to forget what Joe Kelly did against the Astros back in 2020. It was their first meeting since the cheating scandal broke, and what did Joe Kelly do? He owned the Astros. Look, supposedly Jim Crane owns the Astros. No, we know it's Joe Kelly for what he did that night. He throws at Bregman, he throws at Correa, he gets in that little mix-up with Correa where he does the pouty face. He says, nice swing, this is a family show, and he just straight up owned him. It went viral, and that was that. And you had murals all around town. He became a Los Angeles icon after doing that. And then what happens in 2020? Well, you get the Mariachi Joe Kelly. He wears the mariachi jacket to the White House, and he just always does these very entertaining things to really endear himself to the fan base. And then most importantly, he had his best year with the Dodgers in 2021. Now, if you remember, he underwent off-season surgery to remove a cyst from his right shoulder, and he didn't make his debut until May 7th, and he really struggled in that debut. He gave up 4 runs to the Angels in just 2/3 innings of work, so if you remove that start, his ERA last season would have been down to 2.08. He also posted an opponent's batting average of 172, a K percentage at 27.5%. Now, he did pitch just 44 innings, so really that's kind of my issue with Joe Kelly is how many innings can you expect? Is he going to get suspended? Is he going to get injured? You just never know with Joe Kelly. And then in the postseason, definitely had his moments. He came in there in the wild card game against the Cardinals and got that big punch out of Dylan Carlson, and that got the Dodgers out of that inning. So without Joe Kelly, they might not have won the wild card game, which would mean they wouldn't have gone to the NLDS or the NLCS. So that was a big out for the Dodgers, that sequence. But after the season, the Dodgers declined his $12 million club option, so he is a free agent. But he appeared on AM 570's Dodger Talk, hosted by Dave Vassegh, and he said that he wants to return to LA.
How you're feeling and what the chances are that you'll be back in LA next year?
You know, rehabs are going good. Throwing the ball multiple times a week, playing catch. Haven't got off the mound yet, but I've been throwing some pretty good long toss. And the other days I don't throw, I'm here at practice throwing with the kids. So arm's definitely going to be ready for the season. as with the whole lockout thing, once it's over, obviously we're all going to sit down. The teams are going to be signing. Signing period is going to be like basketball. People are going to be signing at 4 a.m. in the morning. But obviously, I want to come back and be a Dodger, and the interest is mutual. So we got to make something happen.
So my first takeaway there is that's very encouraging, the fact that he's recovering well from having that season-ending bicep strain that he suffered in the NLCS, because up until that point, he was one of the Dodgers' most dependable relievers out of the pen. He was really becoming that high-leverage guy that we hoped he would be, and if he can build on that and stay healthy, I would love to have Joe Kelly back with the Dodgers. LA, of course, had to pay him $4 million in the buyout after declining his team option, and like I said, his numbers last year, you saw the ERA, you saw a .98 whip. He had a 308 FIP. He has that stuff that when he's on and when he's healthy, it's really top shelf stuff. So I also think he's a great clubhouse guy. His teammates love him. So look, if he wants to come back to the Dodgers on really a team-friendly deal, something in the $6-7 million range per year, I'd definitely consider it if I was LA. Because look, you have to also factor in the marketability, the popularity of Joe Kelly. Now, if it was just the popularity stuff and his off-the-field antics and all the things he does as far as Mariachi Joe, he's great with the fans, then I'd say, hey, maybe you look the other way. But the fact is that when he was healthy last season, he was very effective for the Dodgers, and that is the most important thing. So I would welcome him back in LA, because look, he's Joe Kelly, and look, man, he's great for this fan base and great for this organization. Now, I asked you guys over on Twitter if you want to see Joe Kelly back with the Dodgers, and 89.3% of you said yes, and only 10.7% of you said no, and that was with 2,642 votes. So the vast majority of Dodgers Nation wants to see Joe Kelly back in Dodger blue, as do I. It's just a matter of, can they get a deal done? Are there other teams out there? Will the Angels consider paying Joe Kelly? Look, he's from the IE, he's from Southern California. Maybe he says, hey, the Angels are paying me more money. Will the Dodgers really come to the table with a competitive offer for him? And look, he's not in a great position considering the fact he's coming off that bicep strain. But look, like I said, he's made some money. If he wants to stay in LA, his family's comfortable here. He said he's happy here, and he said the interest is mutual. So I'm definitely hoping that the Dodgers can strike a deal and that he can continue to help this Dodgers bullpen. But let me know down below in the comment section, do you want to see the Dodgers re-sign Joe Kelly? If so, for how much? Let me know down below in the comment section. Also, what is your favorite Joe Kelly moment? Is it Mariachi Joe? Is it him owning the Trastros? There's a lot of big-time Joe Kelly moments to talk about, but let me know down below. My name is D-Mac. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. For all latest Dodgers news and rumors, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you want to see us post even more Dodgers content, smash that like button. It really helps out the channel. For all latest Dodgers Nation merch, head over to GearUp.LA. Download the Dodgers Nation app for my Android and iPhone users. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.